Hey guys, real quick, let me tell you what this video is not. This is not another YouTube video explaining that Twitch streamers have been hit with DMCA strikes. You should probably already know that by now. If you're not, I'm a little concerned for you. No, this video is a video about the Twitter storm that happened after all the DMCA strikes and all the stuff I've seen people say about how copyright strikes work, how copyright-free music works, and maybe some of the things that people say that have no merits or maybe are partially true. I want to address some of those and let you understand which assumptions are true and which ones are not. If you're going to try to be a content creator on Twitch, you should know how copyright law works. So let's talk about it. Before we start this video, I want to give a huge shout out to Owned.tv, the sponsor of this video. They are your one-stop shop for all your stream aesthetic needs, whether it's panels, overlays, profile pictures, whatever. And one of my favorite things about them is that they are modular. So for example, if you and your friends all pick the same RODAN series, you can all pick and choose different pieces of the overlay. None of you are going to have the exact same one. So if you'd like to make the smart move like many from the community have done, feel free to use the link in the description down below to go pick one up. That link also supports the channel. And if you want an additional 40% off, make sure you use code alpha at checkout. And by the way, if you have any additional questions about this copyright stuff that we're talking about, if you're safe doing what you're doing, feel free to jump into my Twitch channel. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday at noon Pacific. Link to that in the description down below. And let's just jump right into some of these things that I've seen on Twitter. The first big thing that is 100% myth that people have been saying. In fact, I heard someone say it on a business call this morning, is that Twitch has changed their TOS. Yes, Twitch has changed how they view copyrighted music. They've changed what you're allowed to do. No, that's not true. No, Twitch isn't the one who issued these strikes. They actually have no legal grounds to do that themselves. This was performed by the record labels and associated companies like the RIAA, the actual copyright owners of the tracks. That doesn't mean Twitch isn't responsible. I mean, Twitch has been allowing you and not warning you that this could happen for years. In fact, their own website encourages you to play song requests. Just really irresponsible on Twitch's part. But this is not due to a change in Twitch's rules. In fact, these record labels could have been doing this for the last couple of years. The reason they haven't been, I'd assume at least, is because Twitch is a very niche platform. It's just the gaming community. It hasn't blown up really to the mainstream until these last couple of years. Really, at the end of the day, they had no way to profit off of it, so it wasn't worth their time coming and striking people. But now with Twitch's new kind of mainstream blow up, they're taking more notice. They're noticing that it's creating a bigger impact than they'd like it to. And they, yeah. I don't know, maybe they're also getting bored during quarantine, but no, this is something you've been vulnerable of for a very long time. They just hadn't really done anything about it yet. Next one, I pay for Spotify, therefore I have the rights to use the music on stream. No, that's very, very wrong. It's the opposite of true. So false. False is what that would be. No, when you pay for Spotify, what you're paying for is an individual license. A license that allows you to listen to the music yourself, but not to redistribute it to other people. When radio stations play songs, they have to obtain a broadcast license. And those, I mean, as a streamer, you technically can't acquire. It's like semi-impossible and crazy expensive and never worth it. So, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it for background music on your stream. But no, you do not have the legal right to distribute that music back to people in some kind of broadcast, which leads us to the next one. And this is one that I've been seeing a lot, and there is what I think a lot of misconception around this one, and that is that Spotify's terms of service claim that I am not allowed to rebroadcast their streaming service. This one is technically true, but it's not the whole truth. And let's go into why that is. Yes, that phrase is in the terms of service. However, it's important to understand the context of what they're trying to prevent here. What they're trying to do is stop channels from playing a 24/7 music playlist and just playing Spotify in the background. Essentially having one person pay for Spotify and then broadcast a free radio station of their music to other people. You see this a lot on YouTube and Twitch. You see a lot of channels just permanently streaming music from Spotify. And in order to combat this, this is the kind of phrase that Spotify has to put in their terms of service. However, Spotify themselves have a Twitch extension allowing you to show your audience what song you're playing on Spotify in the background. They have never punished any streamers for this because they don't care. And it's important that you understand Spotify has no right to copyright strike you or send you a DMCA takedown. The only people that can do that are the people who either own the copyright or are in some kind of contract with the copyright owners to act on their behalf, something like the RIAA that issued all those copyright strikes last week. But no, if you're super worried about it, yeah, Spotify has no legal way of DMCAing you. Plus, if you're really worried about it, just don't add on that Spotify integration and don't show Spotify on your stream. And they literally have no way of knowing that you're using Spotify. You could be using a playlist on your own computer. I've actually reached out to Spotify about this through, they have a Twitch support email address at spotify.com. Like, they want Twitch streamers to use Spotify. They've made it very clear. But as soon as I hear back from them, I'll keep you updated. So for all of you concerned about playing Stream Beats, my copyright-free playlist on Spotify behind your streams, you have nothing to worry about. Number 4, I am a small streamer, therefore I'm safe. I actually had someone tweet at me saying, can't get copyright striked if you have no viewers. That's not true. That's not true at all. It doesn't matter how many people are listening. If you're rebroadcasting the music, you can get hit with a copyright strike. In fact, I had someone in my chat the other day who said he was streaming for 5 or 6 viewers and he got a copyright strike. So even small streamers are being hit with these, and it's only going to get worse as the music industry develops technology that helps them recognize when live streams are playing copyrighted music. Number 5, a musician told me that it would be fine to use their music. This is a gray area one for a couple reasons. Number 1, the first thing you need to check on is see if that musician is signed to a label, because if they are signed to a record label, they don't actually most likely own any of the copyright to their own music. The record label owns it. And so they don't really have a say in who can play the music or not. However, if they do own the music and they're unsigned, the area that I would be concerned about is something that I've seen happen a lot in the past, where someone obtained a license or got permission to use someone's music. They put it in the intro animation to all of their videos, and then 2 years later, that musician gets signed to a record label, and that record label purchases his entire catalog of music, and now that person is completely copyright stricken. It doesn't matter if he got permission. It doesn't matter if he obtained a license. That new record label doesn't recognize that license as legitimate, and it's gonna strike you. This has happened a ton in the past. Record labels don't care if you have a license. They're gonna strike you, and then you have to dispute every single one of them. So I'm not saying don't use musicians that have claimed their music is okay. I'm just saying be careful with it and recognize what the risks are in the future. And number 6, no music is actually copyright free. Now this one is almost true. When people argue this, what you're arguing over is semantics and verbiage and not actual legal documentation. When people say copyright free, we use that term because it's what people recognize. Copyright free music is incredibly rare. The only music that's copyright free is music that's in public domain. Things like, hundreds of year old music like Chopin's The Entertainer that you're hearing right now, or like Happy Birthday. All music, including copyright-free music, is owned by someone. Someone owns that copyright. And when they say it's copyright-free, what that means is it's copyright strike safe. It is licensed music. They are licensing you to use their music for free with no repercussions. For example, with my Stream Beats playlist, I use the term copyright free because that's what people associate with safe to play music. However, I own the copyright to it. It's music, it's published on the internet. I own the copyright. I am licensing it to you to use for free indefinitely. In fact, I wanted to make sure that you had that peace of mind so much that as of this morning, I incorporated Senpai Music Group as my own record label, and I'm having a lawyer write up a licensing agreement that you can download and have as proof that you own a license to use this music. You are legally set. But no, it's very little music is actually copyright free. It's, I guess a more accurate term would be DMCA strike safe, if that makes sense. By the way, I've mentioned Stream Beats in here twice. Right now it's a playlist of 211 songs. They're all lo-fi. We got more genres coming in the next month. I will link to those down in the description below. They're available on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, literally everywhere. And if you want to download them for your YouTube videos, the download links are available in the Discord for free, and you will not get demonetized for having them as your background music on YouTube. But yeah, I hope this clears up a lot of stuff and answers a lot of questions. I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of experience in the music industry before my experience in the gaming industry. My wife and I released an album. We went on tour. We used to make covers on the internet. We've received copyright strikes on both YouTube and Facebook in the past. We're very familiar with this industry. We've had a record label, I've mentioned this before, we've had a record label call us and threaten us. So yes, very familiar with how copyright works. Want to help you. Hopefully this has answered some of your questions. If maybe there's a couple that I didn't answer, feel free to jump into my Twitch stream. Again, link in the description down below. Or feel free to jump in the Discord and hang out with some people there and see what their experiences have been. We have over 60,000 members in there right now, all aspiring streamers, some of them big streamers, and people that are willing to share their experiences and help each other grow. So link to that in the description below. And as always, happy streaming. You need anything?
Should we go say hello?
You should say hello.
I'm gonna go say hi. We'll see what's
Go
up.
say hello.
Okay, what's up, dudes? Oh no.
Did they? They're shooting at you. Go run! And they're running. Let me in.
Oh, come in.